make sure you have your Binance client imported as well as your API key and API secret. If you're not sure how to get to this step, you can check out the video in the description below, which will explain how you can set all this up. And once again, you don't need this line of code. This is just me importing my API key and API secret from another file just so I don't show you guys. So before we get started in the actual coding, let's do some quick imports. So first we need to import the time, which allows us to keep track of how much time has passed in between each function call. And then once again, make sure you have your Binance import as well. And then we also need to import threading, which allows multiple things to be running at the same time. And after we have that, then we need to import decimal. And what decimal allows us to do is round to a very specific decimal so that when we give the number to the Binance Exchange, it will trade exactly. So let's do this and round down. All right, so that we have all of our imports done, the first thing that we need to create is a class that allows us to actually get the price of our assets from the Binance Exchange. So we can just do this by simply creating a class called price updater. And inside this class, we need to have an init function. So just call it like this. And this will just simply be what will actually be inside this class. And this crypto bots right here, I guess I can put this at the top as well. This will just be a dictionary with all of the different bots so that you can have multiple bots running at the same time, which I will explain later on how to exactly do that. But first, let's create this init function. So we need to call self.cryptobots is equal to the crypto bots. Cannot type. Crypto bots. And then self.running will be false. So at the beginning, this will just be false until we allow the function to start, then we can switch this to true. And then self.thread will be none in the beginning. So this will be what the init function looks like. And so let's first make the function that allows us to get the price from the Binance Exchange. So we can simply call this get current price and self here. And we can simply call it by calling client.get all tickers. And this will get all the prices for all of the assets on the Binance Exchange, and we'll be able to filter this out later. So this is all you need for the function that gets the price from the Binance Exchange. And also, we are not using WebSockets on this specific code just because Python Anywhere, which is my recommended coding environment for trading bots, doesn't actually allow you to use WebSockets. And I recommend using Python Anywhere just because they have an always on task that allows your code to be running 24/7, which is super helpful for any trading bots. And if you're also interested in that, once again, you can check out the video in my description, which will explain all of that as well. So once you have this function, then we need to create another function that actually allows us to get the prices from Binance to all of our different bots. So once again, we can just call this update prices, and then we can do while self.running. So this will just be while this class is on, it will go through this loop. We can first get our current prices from the self.getCurrentPrice function. And then after we get our current prices for all the assets, we can create another for loop which goes through all the instances in the CryptoBots dictionary. Like this, and then we can call instance.priceCheck, and we can give that the current price. So every crypto bot that we are going to create is going to have this price check function in it, which will actually filter out the exact asset that you're going to be trading for that crypto bot. And this right here will just basically allow us to get the price from Binance Exchange to that crypto bot. So after this, then we can just have time.sleep, and you can go for any amount of time really. It's all in seconds, so we can go 60 seconds or 1 minute. But typically for these types of trading bots, I usually like just going 5 seconds, because I think trading 60 seconds is a bit too slow, especially for martingale bots and other bots that don't really need the tickers themselves. So we can just create a time.sleep. It's 5. So this is just a very simple way of getting the price from the Binance Exchange to our different crypto bots. And before we go on, we need to make sure that we have a start and stop function for this class as well. So let's make a start function. So what this does is we can just make self.running equals true. And then we can create a thread. And what this allows is this code can continue to run even if other codes are running as well. So we can call the target is equal to self.update prices. So the update prices function will continue to count down even if other codes are running as well. So that's what's really good about threads. It allows your codes to run concurrently. And then after we've declared this target and the thread here, then all we need to do is self.thread.start. Now will allow us to start the thread. So this will be what our start function looks like, and once again we need a stop function as well. So we just call this stop, and then we can just do self.running is equal to false, and then we could write self.thread. So if a thread does exist, then we also need to stop that thread as well, and we can do that simply by just typing self.thread.join. So what join does is it joins the thread that is currently running to the rest of your code. So after that, this is our function here, like this. Alright, so after you have all that coded out, then we can simply check this code by just running it really quickly. So we can just call this price updater. So what this does is just that it creates an instance of the class, which allows us to run it. And make sure you give it the CryptoBots parameter so that it knows to take in the dictionary. And then we can simply call price updater.start. And then we can just create a quick time.sleep of, let's just say 5 seconds. And then price updater.stop. So we just simply check our code like this. I'm going to just shorten this to 1 second for now so that we can see all the different prices that it gets. And we can simply check that by just printing the current price that we're getting from Binance. So if we run this code, then it should, there you go. It's printing out all the prices from the Binance Exchange, which means that all this code is working, and then it stops after 5 seconds. Thank you guys for watching. Make sure to subscribe. Once again, all this code will be in the description below. So I will see y'all next time. Happy trading.